Hey, Champs and Chums fans, it's Anthony here.
And Ashton.
Happy Father's Day weekend, everybody. We hope you're doing well. If you're tuning in on this live broadcast or if you're watching it on playback, we are so glad that you're with us. It's your co-hosts, Anthony and Ashton here. And Ashton, this has kind of become a wonderful tradition, just kicking off Father's Day weekend. Your humble co-host here, father-son fun talk about sports, life, and friendship, powered up, getting ready for a big weekend. That's Father's Day weekend. And Ashton, how you feeling about this show? This is the fourth year in a row that we've done this. How you feeling about this, and what do you want to say to the fans right now?
Well, it's amazing how long we've done this for, and we can't thank you enough, fans, because you guys have supported us since day one. So we really appreciate you guys.
We sure appreciate the fans of Champs and Chums, and we appreciate you joining us on the special broadcast. And maybe just before we kick it off, well, for those of you that actually haven't seen our special broadcast leading up to Father's Day, this Facebook Live, Ashton and I will take you through some fun memories, some great father-son moments in pictures, some of them in video, and your co-hosts here are going to give it some great description. And Ashton, I know we've had so many fun times together, but let's start it off just before we head to these photos. Your thoughts. What does Father's Day mean to you?
Well, Father's Day, it means spending time with your dad. And, your dad's done many, many things for you growing up, and to be successful in life. And, that Father's Day is a way to celebrate your dad and say thank you for all the things he's done in your life.
Oh, well, those are some fine words by you. You're never short on some magnificent words, whether it's behind the mic on our shows every month, once a month, or if it's in great broadcasts like this. Some great words from Ashton. Yeah, happy Father's Day weekend to all the fathers, all the inspiring fathers who really, as Ashton said, make great contributions and share their wisdom, their inspiration, their encouragement, their excitement to really make things, not only just for their family, but their friends and their community. So we hope you have a great Father's Day weekend. We're going to get into some of the fun photos and videos here. So we're going to kick it off with our first one. So you're joining us here on Facebook Live, and we're going to play a special video right now of a special moment, and we'll take it away.
That's it, Ashton. That's it.
He sold so
Whoa.
Go to home! Go to home! Home!
So as the video continues to move there, Ashton, this was an amazing moment for you personally. Why don't you describe for the fans what sort of happened there?
Yeah, so I joined the baseball league this year, and that was my first game. I think that was the first pitch.
That was your first at bat, your first pitch. I know you'll tell the fans in the camera here, yeah?
And I just hit one just right down the third baseline, and I got a single. So that was a great way to start off the baseball season.
Well, a great way to start off a baseball career, I dare say. So fist bumps for that, early ones for that. And yeah, I mean, I wanted to capture the moment because it was such a special moment for you. And honestly, I ran out of my chair to capture all this, and it was a lot of fun. So, and I mean, what do you like about baseball?
Well, it's fun. It's a team sport, and most of all, you're having fun with your team. We're learning as well as we go, and it's been really fun, and there's still more games to come, and it's going to be really, really fun.
Yeah, and shout out to some they've become friends of the show, friends of Champs and Chums. So whether you guys are watching it on live or on playback, it's a great season. It's only going to get better. All right, we're going to move on to the next father-son memory here, and we are just, at the time of this recording, everybody, we were only just a few days removed from an amazing holy grail, Ashton. of hockey. And he's become this holy grail, quite a big champ and chum of our own, Ashton. His name is Stanley. Why don't you tell the fans a little bit about this great moment from the Hockey Hall of Fame?
Well, we went to the Hockey Hall of Fame. This was our most recent visit to the Hall of Fame. We've been many times. There's so many things to explore at the Hall of Fame. Every time you go there, there's something new.
But Stanley always remains the same.
Yes.
And I like the way Stanley looks. And I like the way that the guy on the left looks. I'm okay on the right there, but I love the way that you're posing with Stanley. What a great moment. How many times have we been to the Hall of Fame?
Maybe 4 or 5 times, I believe.
4 or 5 times, fans, and I can tell you, he always wants to go back again and again. Worth the price of admission, and there'll be a guy named Stanley on your visit. Check it out, the Hockey Hall of Fame. Okay, let's move on to our next great father-son memory. And wow, Ashton, this one is going back. It's going way back to the early origins of Champs and Chums. This is kind of where it all started ahead of our first show. Why don't you tell the fans about this father-son moment?
Yeah, it's a pretty original photo right here. As you know, we started doing our podcasts. We would go to a library every month near, I believe it is...
the Chinguacousy Library.
Yeah, the Chinguacousy Library.
Which had a special recording studio,
Yeah, a special recording studio. And we would go there every month, and we'd record. And this was like pretty much, might have been episode 2 or 3 or 4. This picture was taken.
Well, actually, Ashton, just to set the record straight on that one, that was ahead of our very first episode. That was when we actually the inspiration for Champs and Chums started. When Ashton was looking to start a YouTube channel, and we kind of started talking more about it. This would have been summer of 2019, August of 2019. And then we kind of talked a little bit about podcasting, and then the whole idea about, being co-hosts together, father and son. That is one of the great programs and community that the city of Brampton offers, is a chance to kind of learn a little bit more, as you can see, the tools of the trade. And I can see, Ashton, that you were well behind the mic, and you had a big booming voice, but you were missing some chiclets in between.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago, but that's a great memory. The start of something big now that we have Champs and Chums. All right, we'll move on to our next photo here and image. And, fans, we thank you for all your great comments. You always think that your co-hosts here, father and son, are always looking sharp, always looking well-dressed. And here we are, Ashton, at a few great moments over the course of this year. How do you think we look, man?
We look really, really good, and these 2 photos really stand out in the definition of looking good.
The definition of looking good. I like that. That's really, really good. Really smart, and your Champs and Chums looking smart there. So glad that you're with us here on this Facebook Live, and that photo there is representative of just us out in the community. Right? Whether it be doing a video, getting ready for a great episode, or just a night out on the town, father and son. It's great. Okay, we're going to move on here on our Facebook Live. Thanks so much for joining us here. And Ashton and fans, just only a few photos and memories removed. Father and son here have been really blessed, very grateful to be around some holy grails of sport. But holy Mackinac, Ashton, this was an amazing event in our city of Brampton. Why don't you tell them about it?
Well, yeah, the Grey Cup came to Brampton, and it was a great event, and I got my football signed, and they had all different types of food, Argo styles, and
And I know you'll tell the fans as you look into the camera here, Ashton, as well too. We saw a special guest, the champ and chum himself, that was the master of ceremonies. Why don't you tell the camera then?
Yeah, we saw the mayor of Brampton, Patrick Brown.
That's right. It was great to catch up with Mayor Brown, episode 10, special best of guests. But let's get to these fellas that are in the photo, Ashton. Sam Achapong and Robbie Smith, two Bramptonians on the Argonauts, played incredible roles to win that game. Ashton, you remember that game? You
Yeah,
watched that.
I do remember that.
That's right, against Winnipeg.
hmm
And it came down to a last-minute field goal block. Remember that?
Yeah.
You know
by
who did
Sam
that?
Achapong.
It was actually Robbie Smith.
Oh, my bad.
Robbie Smith made the block. Two Bramptonians doing well. One of the oldest team sports trophies in all of North American sport, the Grey Cup.
And it's such a beautiful trophy as well.
It's beautiful. That was a beautiful night in our city of Brampton. The Grey Cup. Your champs and chums taking some photos and rubbing shoulders with some Grey Cup champs. Okay, let's go on to the next memory here. And speaking of football, Ashton, this is going back a few years. We always like to have fun with sports, but a sport of all season. And I know you'll tell the camera here and the fans as you look into the camera about this memory.
Yeah, this was 2 or 3 years ago, I believe.
I'm actually thinking it's about 3-4 years ago, yeah.
Yeah, and I think
3.5.
that was when we finished up our interview
David
with
Valerani.
David Valerani. Yeah.
Another great best of guest, David Valerani, the all-time Brampton Beast points leader. We had just spoke to David. What a great guest. So much inspiration with him. And we ran out on the first snowfall. That would have been November of 2019, Ashton. So, and had fun with football out in the snow.
Yep.
You're a man of all seasons.
Yeah.
What season do you prefer, actually?
It's very interesting that my birthday's in the summer, but I love winter. I just love winter. I'd say summer's okay, but I do love winter.
You're a man of all seasons, Ashton, and you're a great champ. All right, we'll keep moving here on our great Facebook Live show. It's Father's Day weekend. So glad that you're with us. And Ashton, we went back to that earlier photo looking at the beginnings of Champs and Chums. Us just sort of getting warmed up to the idea, understanding the tools of the trade, if you will. This, Ashton, is very special because it was the first ever, we call them promo videos getting ready for a big show. This one was our very first. Where were we?
Well, we were at Palladium here in Brampton, and that was our first ever promo. And
Look how little you were there.
yeah, I was small.
You were small. You've grown up so well. It looks like a bit of a soccer soccer game.
Yeah.
Is that Xbox or?
No, that's not Xbox.
Okay, well we'll come to that photo a little bit later. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. This was would have been like probably episode 3 or 4. Everybody.
3, yeah.
Episode 3 or 4. Your co-host there doing a video from a great place, Palladium here in Brampton. And what's so special, again, we kind of say these numbers, episode 3, episode 4, as you see here in the photo. We are now, this month, going on to episode 46.
Mm-hmm.
One wonderful show a month. Father-son fun talk, sports, life, and friendship. We couldn't have done it without you fans, so thank you so much. Okay, we're going to keep moving here on these special memories that we're drawing on screen. Speaking of special memories, we had, pun intended, quite a ball at this event. So, Ashton, why don't you tell the fans about this?
So, in this photo, I got my first game certificate. That means it was my first ever Raptors game, and they were playing the Lakers. I literally was actually shocked at where we were sitting. It was an amazing view, and from that close, I could see how tall LeBron was.
Yeah.
And he actually dunked.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my goodness, he's so tall.
Well, so let's, I can't really see it off the screen here, folks, but that would have been March of 2019, I believe.
2019?
Okay,
Or
yeah, that's right, March break of 2019. And that was a very special year, Ashton. it was a championship year for the Toronto Raptors. They went on that magical run with that magical player, Kawhi Leonard, who just took. I mean, obviously it's a team game, but that guy was such a great game breaker. You were at this game, your very first Toronto Raptors game, but later on that year, you went to a famous game. What game was that?
It was the Kawhi bounce buzzer beater shot
Yeah.
game, and you know, like once he made that shot, the building absolutely erupted.
It erupted. It was electric. It was unimaginable. His shot was incomparable. And it was a championship year with so many things going right. And that's what it is about sports. And now that you're playing in team sports and baseball too, talent, commitment, hard work, dedication, working on your craft, having goals as a team, it takes all those things, and it takes a lot of good fortune. And we talk about this a lot on the show. That's the real inspiration of Champs and Chums, is putting together all those wonderful ingredients, and special things can happen. All right, good stuff. We'll keep moving here on this special edition of Facebook Live. And so we move from the pro team, the Toronto Raptors, and we enjoy the Toronto Raptors, Ashton.
Yeah, we do.
But we get our shoulders up, just like this. We get really proud because I think, ladies and gentlemen, fans at home, you're looking at the two biggest fans of the Raptors 905 at your Champs and Chums. Ashton, would you care to vouch for that?
So, yeah, I feel like we are the two biggest fans of the Raptors 905, and some great basketball in Mississauga, and we were actually going on a road trip to Erie, Pennsylvania,
Yeah.
and that was the bus we were going on. We stopped at I think it was I'm not sure where it was. It was like probably a bar or something. Like we
It
stopped
was a
up
restaurant to have a
yeah.
pre-game meal, as they call it, in Erie, Pennsylvania.
And then once
But
we got back,
Yeah.
we got Subway on the bus, and then we went back to Mississauga, and then I think I ended up falling asleep on the bus ride home, but I'm not sure.
The best 16 hours together for father and son. 16 straight hours, as Ashton mentioned. We were there. We got to Paramount Fine Food Center. The 905 staff, shout out to those great friends of the show. They have done a magnificent job putting together a great product, but also great family entertainment, and making their members feel very special. And that was a very special road trip, a winning one.
Yeah.
As
won
well
that.
too.
First win of the season.
First win of the season that year, pre-pandemic. They've done some magical things. We are big fans of the Raptors 905, everybody. If you're looking for great, affordable basketball action at a pro level, the Raptors 905 is one of the great options in the city. Okay, good stuff. We're going to keep moving here on our Facebook Live. So glad that you're with us here. And Ashton, I guess you can't say check or checkmate, I guess, can you, on this? But why don't you tell the fans a little bit about that as you straighten up there. Okay, ready? Here we go.
Yeah, we were playing, I guess it was a big chessboard in KO Santa Maria, and my chess IQ has improved. I play a lot of chess now, and
You do, and you're really good at it.
yeah, I'm really good at it. Yeah, and I was still learning the game when I was smaller, and yeah, we had so much fun in KO Santa Maria, and this is a memory from it.
Yeah, life-size way that you can get a life-size win against your dad. This reminds me, folks, that at the time of this recording, we just completed our 7th career father-son challenge on Champs and Chums. This is where an activity, a sport, a game, a competition ends up being a challenge between father and son. There's Ashton lifting, it looks to be the king. He is the king of father and son challenges because, Ashton, you sport a sparkling, a scintillating record of 7-0. What do you think about that? What do you want to tell the fans in the camera about that?
Well, yeah, as as you may have saw, our most recent challenge we've done was the NHL playoffs, and
Picks, yeah.
yeah, our playoff picks, and I beat him by one singular point.
One little small point was the difference, everybody. I'm feeling it. I think I can actually crack that donut that I'm feeling right now on the other side of that career record ledger. It's 0 right now for me, but you wait, everybody. You'll see coming up, there'll be another challenge that Dad will take it. Care to respond to that?
We'll see. Maybe I can go for another 8-0.
Wow. This man is talking some big game. We better move on because I'm shaking in my boots. You're watching Facebook Live. We'll move on to our next photo. So glad that you're with us here on this lead up to Father's Day weekend. Ashton, there are many things and special things that happen in our community, the city of Brampton. And this one here is a great memory of hockey, pro hockey, that infiltrated our community.
Yeah, the Brampton Beasts, unfortunately no longer a team, but were amazing to watch. We always love to go to the games. Shout out to Fred the Usher. He'd always see us,
Yeah.
and he's really
Good man.
kind.
Good man.
He actually caught a puck for me.
Yeah.
When it came back, and he gave it to me. And now at the CAA Center, which the Beasts used to play at, you can now see the Brampton Honey Badgers play at the CAA Center.
What an amazing segue. I didn't even have to mention it to you. So that's pro hockey in Toronto, but everybody, pro basketball has now warmed itself in the city. The debut of the Brampton Honey Badgers, and shout out to who was once a president of the Honey Badgers when they were in Hamilton, but now the CEBL Deputy Commissioner, John Lashaway. Shout out to John, a friend of the show, an all-time champion chum among many of ours. And it was so great that we were able to get down to the opening game. What do you want to describe for the fans as you look into the camera about the electricity in the building for that opening night with the Brampton Honey Badgers?
Well, it was really good. It was a close game. I think it was the Scarborough Shooting Stars. The Stars.
Yeah, Scarborough Shooting Stars, yeah.
And it was a tough game. Unfortunately, they lost, but they played really well, and can't wait to go see some more B-ball in Brampton.
B-ball and B-town. What a way to describe the electricity that is Canadian elite basketball. It has come into our city here at Brampton. You're looking at hockey version, and it was so great, actually. Let me mention that we have been blessed and grateful for an amazing lineup collection of best of guests. These are amazing people who have had a sensational record of what they've done to achieve greatness in all walks of life: sports, entertainment, business, politics. We were lucky through our love for the Brampton Beast that we had an opportunity to interview two of the best all time on that team. Captain Jordan Henry, a champion chum. That was episode 12. And then David Valerani, what I believe was episode 17, I believe, Ashton, 17 or 18. Two great people that joined champs and chums in our show. Okay, we're going to keep moving here on our Facebook Live. So glad that you're with us here. Ashton, here we are. It's June, and it may be the end of school year, but learning happens every day, anytime, and at a very young age. You were just doing that. Why don't you describe this for the fans?
Yeah, so that was probably my first day of school. I was holding the Berenstain Bears book when they're going to school, and the second picture there is when I got my first ever haircut.
That's right. There's kind of a nice tandem, a nice theme getting going there in terms of like going to school, being your best, presenting yourself the best, and you look kind of cute in that.
Yeah.
That was at what was the name of the haircutting place? It was Melonheads.
Melonheads, yeah.
Melonheads, ceremonial first haircut for my co-host sitting next to me here. Shout out to an old champ and chum who was so great to you there. Megan. All right, good stuff. We'll keep moving here on our special broadcast. We got a few more memories here, but among all the top memories, Ashton, we're going back now to, what would this been? March break 2021, I believe. 2021. Yes, I believe it was 2021 or 2022. It might have been 2022. I'm getting my dates all mixed up, but we can't mix up this. This was a beautiful moment in a city that will call your a namesake. It's not a city, it's a village we'll call your namesake. Why don't you tell the fans?
Well, here we were at Ashton's Brewing Company in Ashton, Ontario.
Ashton, Ontario. There is a village, a place that's called right after you. Which came first? Was it Ashton and they named the village Ashton, or was it the other way around?
The other way around, probably.
Okay, I beg to differ, my friend. But anyways, what a special day there. Why don't you describe, yes, we were at Ashton's pub, but it was such a small town.
Yeah, it's pretty small.
And what do you want to say about the great people of Ashton, Ontario, in terms of how they treated you?
Well, it's a really nice place. And you know, I got a shirt that says Straight Out Ashton. We went with our chum Kyle DeTore, and we had so much fun.
Shout out to our champs and chums up there, not in Ashton, outside of Ashton, out in the Ottawa area, but this is just outside the Ottawa area, the village of Ashton. Ashton, you were a rock star that day, my friend.
Yeah.
And it was rock star treatment. You had fun, and we'll keep going here on our special Facebook Live. Moving on, and wow, now this, I gotta tell you, I've been trying to work on my steps, trying to work on my fitness. We go to a lot of sports and community events. Now this is the first time I've ever been to this, and I felt I gained a lot of steps, but I think you became a lot starstruck by what was happening here. Tell the fans, where are we, who are you with, and why it was so special.
Well, we were at Fan Expo, and the only reason we went is because my dad actually doesn't know anything about Stranger Things, and I saw on TikTok there was like this Fan Expo thing with all the characters from Stranger Things, or most of them, and it said like, who are you going to meet at Fan Expo? And I was like, oh my goodness, like, this is probably a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for me to meet some of the cast of Stranger Things. So we went. You gained a lot of steps. I think it was like 13,000. Maybe
even 20,000.
Yeah.
But I mean, this was great. It was the first time for me, and I enjoyed it. I was blown away by how many people were there. I got some good notes ahead of that, thanks to our show producer, our producer extraordinaire, Angela. Appreciate all the good notes she shared with me just to kind of prepare me. Or so I thought. I was prepared, and thanks to Angela, but I was just blown away on site by so many people. So much, it was just so much buzz around there.
Yeah, I mean, apparently it doesn't come to Toronto often, so
Did you describe who you were with?
Oh yeah. I was with Finn Wolfhard. He plays Mike in Stranger Things, and I was also with Grace Van Dien. She also plays Chrissy in Stranger Things, and I had a really great day.
Well, I had a great day too, just patrolling around with you, because you knew a lot was what was going on, and a lot of the people that were there, and it was a lot of fun. And we checked out a Jays game that day, which is probably added to all my steps. Okay, we'll keep moving here on the special edition of Champs and Chums. Father's Day weekend, getting you ready. And speaking of great things, we talked earlier about your great love for baseball, and here we are. I think it was almost the same day. There you were on the field. Describe for the fans what was going on there, but here you were, not on the professional field, there you were on the community field. You were looking great in both, Ashton.
Well, yeah, we went to a Blue Jays game. I got to run the bases because it was a Junior Jays Sunday. And running the bases are always so much fun. It's enjoyable for kids to, run the bases like their favorite Blue Jays player. And, it's a really, really great experience for the Blue Jays to do that for kids. And, yeah, that was my second baseball game, I think, that I ever played.
Well, the shades, man. The shades. On point. How did you find that?
Well, we went to Stouffville.
Sport check? Yeah,
Yeah,
it was a
sport
sport check. Yeah.
And we got them, and they worked.
They're
And
kind of rare.
yeah, because most of them are actually ski glasses, but that one was made for baseball. So yeah, we found the right sunglasses.
Well, you're looking good. You're playing great, Ashton. Great stuff. Fans, I know we're going a little overtime. We like to keep these shows for 30 minutes, but I know you'll stick with us because we just got a few more photos to share of some amazing moments, and we'll keep going here on the show. To the next photo. Now this, Ashton, like speaking of all these fun experiences we have, and this one was highly amusing. It was highly entertaining. It was extremely cute and cuddly. That's kind of the best way I can describe it. Why don't you tell the fans about this wonderful place?
Yeah, so I believe it was either early this year or
Maybe
late
close
last year.
close of last year, yeah.
Yeah, we went to Claw and Kitty. We have a lot of stuff from Claw and Kitty. It's in my closet, and it fills a whole big sack of teddy bears. So
Now, Ashton, are you telling the fans that in one fell swoop, and you gave a master class at Claw and Kitty, that you walked away with all of these great prizes?
yes, I walked away with all of those.
Well, I can tell you, Ashton can give a real master class in playing those games. What's so fun about playing those games?
Well, claw machine games have gotten much popular over the years, and now they made a place dedicated to it, and this place is really fun.
Lots of fun, great for the family. That's Claw and Kitty out in the Markham, York Region Way. Okay, let's move on here into our next special photo. And I gotta say, Ashton, this is one of the cutest ones that I ever took. You must have been only, I would say, a month old, but you showed your pride for the blue and white very early. Did you kind of know that was happening to you, that you would have been born? Ladies and gentlemen, fans at home, he was born a Leaf fan.
I did not know that. I mean, I've seen this picture a couple of times, and I don't know when this was taken, but
It's you.
it is me,
It's you.
and I look really cute.
You sure do, and you were kind of born a Maple Leaf fan, and you've become such a huge, big Maple Leaf fan that it's amazing to see you at the early stages there. You kind of look like a first line center there, man.
Yeah.
In that young picture, only a few days old. There you go, Ashton, a proud member of the Blue and White. All right, we'll keep moving on this special edition of Facebook Live. It's Anthony and Ashton here. So glad that you're with us. A lead up to Father's Day weekend. So many great sports events we've been to, and here is some more. Ashton, it almost seems like a field of dreams out there. Why don't you describe these moments for the fans?
Well, that was also a Junior Jays Sunday. I got to run the bases. That was the first Junior Jays Sunday of the season
That's
where
right.
I got to see the new padding.
That's
What
right.
it's like from the outfield where, Varsho, Kiermaier, and Springer play.
Well, let's dial it back. I'm glad that you pointed that out to the viewers and the fans, because that was the same game, fans. I think it might have been the top of the second inning when Kevin Kiermaier went Superman over in center field with that amazing catch. Or was that opening night?
That
I
was
can't
opening
remember.
night.
Yes. Okay, good stuff. So the Toronto Blue Jays, great memories and moments there from opening night. What do you like about the Toronto Blue Jays?
Well, you know, they're just an enjoyable team to watch. Great baseball. You know, the Blue Jays, they've done so much over the off season, picking up a lot of players, and you know, their squad. I think they can win a World Series.
They're there. They'll be there in the conversation, everybody, when it's all said and done. Go Blue Jays. Your champs and chums are with you all the way. Okay, we'll keep moving here on our special edition of Facebook Live. And you know, Ashton, through this great father-son project, we've had the opportunity and the blessings to be able to meet some fascinating people. And I tell you, this one, if you could say legend in blue and white, there's a few people you can think of. But all I can say, fans, this man has a killer instinct. Ashton, who are we actually getting a chance to meet?
Well, in that picture, we were getting a chance to meet Doug Gilmour.
Doug Killer Gilmour, probably one of the greatest captains in Toronto Maple Leaf history. I tell you, Ashton, you may not know all of his legend, but this man, I tell you, has done some amazing things for Leafs Nation. I can just only remember some of the wonderful playoff series that he had in the mid-90s. He carried the team on his back. He was only 5'9", 165 pounds soaking wet, but this was a true leader. Great to meet Dougie Gilmour. All right, we'll keep moving in our special edition of Facebook Live. It's Anthony and Ashton here. And Ashton, we've had a chance to be around some prized jewels of sport. But this one here is among the very, very best. Why don't you tell the fans about this special moment?
Well, we were at the 905 game, the Lombardi Trophy, or not the Lombardi Trophy, the Larry O'Brien.
The Larry O.B., as they affectionately call it, that's right.
And we got a chance to take a picture with it, and it was a very cool experience being beside something that the Raptors won, and you know, we felt like champions just taking a picture next to it.
Your champs and chums felt like champs that night, standing next to the Larry O.B. What a night it was there at the 905, and to, you know, with Ashton, think about it. Next to the Stanley Cup, next to the Grey Cup, next to the Larry O.B. We haven't stood next to the Vince Lombardi yet. Maybe there's a chance there. World Series trophy, not yet. But matter of time, my friend. Matter of time. Good stuff. All right, well, we'll keep going here in our special broadcast. You're watching a special edition of Facebook Live. So, Ashton, our love for the Blue Jays, and let's put this one in focus. There's a wonderful community in the city of Brampton that we are living in, and we got that great community event from 2016. But I want to move to the one to the right. Why don't you tell the fans about that special photo to the right?
Well, that photo was
All right.
Yeah. That photo was taken at a Blue Jays game, and it was a special game. It was a Father's Day game, and I guess Vladdy noticed me, and he threw a ball up to me, and I have the ball right here.
He's got the real gem right here. This was the ball. Father's Day last year, 2022. Your co-host went down on Father's Day, and it was a magical day. I mean, just being out at the ballpark, sharing a great experience. And when this ball came up, Ashton, and Vladdy saw you, it must have been the red sunglasses that gave it away. He looked at you, and he was throwing the ball towards us. We managed to catch the ball, and it was an incredible experience. How do you feel about getting a ball from one Vladimir Guerrero Jr.?
Well, you know, I was in shock. I mean, my hands were shaking. Like, it was crazy. I mean, like, Vladdy touched this ball, Bichette touched this ball. That's all I could ask for.
What a great moment on Father's Day last year. We're going to keep moving here on the special edition of Facebook Live. Your champs and chumps here getting you ready for Father's Day weekend. And Ashton, we talk about our love for sport. This was just pre-pandemic. Look how little you were, but you're not next to a little guy himself. That's one Pascal Siakam with some words of wisdom there. That was a great night against the Brooklyn Nets, I believe it was.
Yeah, that was actually the last NBA game we went to before COVID.
That's right. That's right. It was a winning game. It was the last Raptor game before the world shut down. But there's Ashton there just before game time with some wise words, inspiring words from Pascal Siakam. Okay, we'll keep moving here. A few more photos on this wonderful show. So glad that you're with us here. Now, we get spooked out by a lot of things. There's a lot of things that you live and learn through. But that was at the Ottawa Science Museum, was it?
Science Museum, yeah.
That was a great time. And there is Ashton looking kind of really spooked out on a special day up in Ottawa. We'll keep moving with our photos here and memories. You're watching Facebook Live on Champs and Chums. And we're jumping up and down. We're having a lot of fun here as we were on this day. This was in the wonderful city of Brampton. Where is this?
Well, this is at Aerosports Trampoline Park, and we were having some fun jumping around on the trampoline.
I don't think I'll ever get that high again. The heights I was going there. But you helped me, you coached me along.
Yep.
Appreciate that so much. All right, we'll keep moving here on our Facebook Live. Ashton, this was a special award that you received, Ashton. It was for sportsmanship. Why don't you tell the fans about that?
Yeah, it was it was like best sportsmanship player. I was at jump basketball. That was the last, session. I would go there every weekend and play. My team won 3rd place, and I got most sportsmanship player. So, to go home with that is really amazing.
That's quite amazing for sure. And what a great program it is at Jump. And hopefully you get back into playing up on a basketball team again.
Yeah.
All right, good stuff. We'll keep moving here on Facebook Live. Thanks so much for joining us. This is a wonderful run. I said to you, among those 7 wins that Ashton has, another one came here on this Father-Son Challenge. Do you remember beating me on this one?
Yes, I do.
Well, you were quite good on that one, my friend. So good job, good job. That's a lot of fun things we have out in the community and filming. And this was one of them from, I believe, 2020. Might have been 2020.
Yep.
All right, we'll keep moving on our special show. You are getting an autograph penned by one famous former Raptor. Who's that?
That's Norman Powell.
Norman Powell at the 905. But I think one of your favorites among the 905 is the guy to the right.
Stripes, yep.
That's right. What do you like about Stripes the most?
Well, he's very energetic. He gets the crowd going, and he's just an amazing guy.
Well, that was an amazing event out in the community. We talked about it earlier. The Raptors 905 do it right. They do it well out in the community. That was a great bowling event that they had that your champs and chums were invited to. Okay, we're going to keep moving here on Facebook Live. So glad that you're with us. Now, we talked about the 905, and you've had a chance to get up close and meet some of the great pro players on the team. And these were some very memorable people you met. The guy on the left, I'd start, your namesake, if you will.
Yeah, that is Ashton Higgins. He played for the 905, and he is on the.
And I know you'll tell the fans in the camera, yeah.
Yeah. He's on the farm team for the Hornets. I think it's the Swarm, and
the Greensboro Swarm.
Yeah, Greensboro Swarm
of the G League.
Yeah, and just to my right, there is Gabe Brown.
Gabe Brown and one Ron Harper Jr.
Yeah, Ron Harper Jr.
That was at a post-game autograph session. 2 great players. The best dancer on the team this past season, hands down, downtown Gabe Brown, I think.
Yeah.
All right, we'll keep moving here on Facebook Live. Thanks so much for joining us. And talk about wonderful memories now. We got some real beauties there when I was a little baby.
Mm-hmm.
And there you were as a little baby as well, too.
Yeah.
It's kind of a nice special feeling when you can look back on that. Now mine were black and white. Do you know any kind of black and white photos?
Well, I haven't seen any black and white photos. a few, except this one.
Well, all you need to know that they're old, really old. Or bold, as I said when we celebrated my 50th. Okay, we'll keep moving here on Facebook Live. So glad that you're with us here. And we spoke about this gentleman earlier, a great leader in our community, a great leader of our city. Who are we with there?
Well, we were with the mayor of Brampton, Patrick Brown.
That's right. It was great to see Mayor Brown over at a community event. Actually, one of your chum's residents. It was great to have him out and to see him. And he's done so many great things for this city, and we're grateful that he's a friend of the show. That's Mayor Brown. Okay, we'll move on to our next memory here. And Ashton, this one's a big one for you because we talked about your love for the Leafs. You were born a Leaf fan. This is Maple Leaf Forever, and this sort of sets it all up.
Yeah, that was the game I got to fist bump all the Leafs players, and felt really good.
Your first game.
Yeah, it was my first game, and yeah, it was a really cool experience.
That's amazing. Okay, well, we'll keep moving here. Maple Leaf Forever on one, and talk about an amazing experience. Just last fall, the World Cup took it's the biggest, largest, most popular tournament in the world. It was electric from country to country, one end of the globe to the other. But Canada was in it. Ashton, what happened at this particular event?
Well, there we went to Mississauga at one of the Cineplexes, so we could go watch Canada against Croatia in the World Cup.
It was amazing to be able to watch that in kind of a big projection screen out in Cineplex, and we cheered on Canada. And what a great team they have. And you know what? They didn't look at the results they were looking for, but they are going to be, I tell you, with 2026, Canada hosting the World Cup, big things are happening for that program. And that reminds me of obviously some of the great guests we've had on the show. Shout out to our champs and chums, our best of guests, Alex Bunbury, Canadian Soccer Hall of Famer, Tommy Kuzmanis, Canadian international. These guys put on the Canadian jersey, played for this country. We are so grateful that you actually have been a best of guest on Champs and Chums. Okay, we'll keep moving here on, now this one we talk about father-son challenges, Ashton. Here's another one. I mean, you knocked it out of the park, pun intended, on this one.
Yeah, this was our last challenge we did before the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Yeah, you can see the elation, right? The thrill of victory and the agony of defeat, as they used to say in that picture there. Well, anyways, I'm going to get you back on that one, man, for sure. Okay, good stuff. That's MLB The Show and Ashton showing me how it's done, rounding the bases. We'll keep moving here on our... well, speaking of... it's now time for a musical interlude, everybody, because young Ashton's going to show us what he can do with the piano.
Yeah, in that photo, I played my inner Mozart.
You found your inner Mozart. Yeah. You played like Mr. Beethoven,
yeah.
Mr. Young Beethoven, and or Chop Chop was the other great pianist. But anyhow, yeah, you looked really good there, Ashton. You must have been I don't know, 5 months there, maybe 4 months. Anyhow, yeah. Great stuff. We'll keep moving. No, we always have great adventures and we meet wonderful people. We got to get this best of guest on the show. His name is Mickey. We've got Stanley on. We got a great guest. We got to get Mickey on the show.
Yeah, this was at the Disney Experience in Toronto.
The immersive experience.
Yeah, the immersive experience, and I think that's at least a 20-foot tall Mickey.
That's a big Mickey there, for sure. And your champs and chums enjoyed that great experience. Just so many great things to do in the city, and I'm glad I got a chance to do it with you. Okay, we'll keep moving here on Facebook Live. So thanks so much for joining us. And Ashton, we have a lot of fun on the show. You might always say that we actually, we horse around a little bit. But at a very young age, you actually found a horse, and this was a great horse. Do you remember the name of this horse?
Was it Caramel?
Caramel. Where's this?
This is at Chinguacousy Park.
Chinguacousy Park Petting Zoo. There's Caramel. You were really young. Were you scared when you were up there?
No, I actually enjoyed it because you know, you go on a little you go on the horse, it take you for a little walk around, and it was a really cool experience riding on a horse.
It sure was. It sure was. Well, we'll keep moving here. Just check in with our show producer, Angela. Is there a few more photos left to share? Angela? Yes, we've got a few more photos left to share. This one is a beautiful one. Listen, Ashton, we've had some great guests on the show, as we know, 40, soon to be 46 episodes deep. The greatest December guest of them all has been the all-time leader, actually, in show appearances. Who is this gentleman?
Well, that is Santa Claus.
That's right. And Santa Claus has always taken time out. He's been very busy over the month of December, but he always finds time, Ashton, to join us on the show. Why do you think?
Well, I think that, you know, we've done so many episodes with him. It's been, how many years have we been?
Well, he's been on, I think it's three shows. The Hat Trick,
Yeah,
the Holiday Hat Trick.
Yeah,
I think we're going to make it 4.
yeah.
All right.
And, you know, Santa always makes time for us, and he's really caring, and, you know, he's really, really nice.
He's a nice guy, and he always checks his list, and he checks it twice because he wants to make sure he finds out who's naughty and nice. And your champs and chums have always made the nice list. I think that's why he comes back on the show. And what do you think? What do you think Santa's doing right now? We're here in the middle of June at the time of this recording.
I'm not sure. Maybe he's on vacation to Antarctica.
Antarctica. He's got to kind of get into to game mode for sure. That
Yeah.
sounds great. Okay, we'll keep moving here on Champs and Chums. On our next photo, this one was a very special milestone that your dad celebrated earlier this year. 50 years bold, and I so enjoyed that. Lots of fun, and it was just special to be able to share that with you, my man.
Yeah, it was an amazing birthday party at the rec room, and
Yeah.
it was great to spend the time with you.
It's great, small gathering of family and friends to be able to celebrate an incredible milestone. 50 years bold, so enjoyed it, and more bold things to come. Okay, we'll keep moving here on Facebook Live on the show, and is this the final one? We'll turn it over to our show producer, Angela. Is this the final photo of the show? It is. Okay, thanks so much, Angela. So we're bringing it back to the home screen. We've taken you overtime here, but for good reason, because we wanted the opportunity to share with you so many great memories, some great moments as we look into the camera here, Ashton, and tell our fans, what do you want to say just before we conclude our show about Father's Day, and what did you want to say to the fans?
Well, before I say a couple words, I want to ask you, what does Father's Day mean to you?
Oh, well, you're throwing kind of a curveball on me here. Well, you know, Father's Day is a very special day. It's a time to really, for everyone, to consider the great fathers they have in their life, whether they're present, whether they're living, or maybe they've passed on, to really consider all the great impact and inspiration that they've made and be thankful for that. And, you know, it just doesn't come in the form of a father, but father figures, the special father figures in your life who've also brought that inspiration. So I think it means a lot to me because it's a time to reflect on all the great things that you personally have done, all the great things that you think about when you encourage great people like you, Ashton, to do that. I mean, it's kind of legacy as we talk about, and that's important to me. So yeah, that's what kind of means to me. Good stuff. Well, everybody, it's been so nice having you on this program. We want to wish you a very special Father's Day weekend. We hope you enjoy it to the fullest. It's been so nice that you've given us your time so we can share with you some of our great father-son memories. And And Ashton, if there's some new people that are watching this and they want to check out the show, what can they do?
Well, they can check us out on Spotify, iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher Radio,
iHeartRadio.
TuneIn, iHeartRadio, TuneIn, Podbean, Castbox,
Amazon.
and much more.
Amazon Music, all the big, you can listen to us, all the big platforms on Champs and Chums. You can get to us on social as you are here at Champs and Chums. We're on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Twitter. So connect with us there, and you can always connect with us on our website, champsandchums.com. So Ashton, we're going to wish everybody a very happy Father's Day, and as we always do, we want to thank our fans by saying, cheers to champs, cheers to chums, and cheers to an all-star day. Thanks for watching.